They show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back selling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power!
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I would like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
When you don't have self-awareness, you're envious and jealous of everyone.
Correct.
When you have self-awareness, it at least limits your envy and jealousy to what you do, and then you can actually do something with it and do something about it. And so self-awareness actually gets you halfway there in the battle against jealousy and envy.
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
You know, it brings you better relationships. When a human is tone deaf of like how people are affected by them, they're in a very, very vulnerable spot. Self-awareness is very attractive and something that I hope society keeps pounding on.
When you lack self-awareness, you're envious of everyone? Wow. That was Gary V and the other brother. I forgot the other brother's name, but wow. Yikes. Self-awareness. And self-awareness means who you are, separate from what you do, right? You have to make that distinction. Self-awareness means this is who I am. Light side, dark side, good, bad, ugly, indifferent. Who I am, not what, because many of us, we use what we do to hide who we are. Ah, man. Krishnamurti. Constantly to seek the purpose of life is one of the odd escapes of men. If he finds what he seeks, it will not be worth the pebble on the path. Do you see? Purpose is a doing. But understanding yourself, self-awareness, self-acceptance is a type of being. It's a conscious thing. And so many of us are afraid to be ourselves, especially in this climate, in this society, because it might not amount to anything according to society's definition. See, everything we do now, we got to get paid for it. Is that not our relationships? Oh, man, this is deep. Tonight's topic, if you're just tuning in, is your person, is your significant other, your person, envious of your anointing, envious of your purpose, envious of your calling? And some people are smart enough now to not be envious of it, right? Because they want to hitch a ride on the back of your purpose. They'll stay out of the way. They'll be quiet. If I don't have a purpose, I'll hunt yours down and be a cheerleader on the sideline and just ride with you on this ride. Your purpose will wind up protecting me from not having one. Whoo, that's the invert of the envy. The purpose hitchhiker. That's a whole nother topic. 1-800-920-1580. We got people on the line from all over the country. They want to talk about it. And I want to hear what they have to say. We got Truemonger from Dallas, Texas. Truemonger, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, man, what's going on? So
I'm alive and well, brother. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain. The part of being envious, to me, if they're envious of you, that you putting in the time and effort to fulfill a purpose, wherever it may be, maybe they need something bigger to do. Because why would you be envious of somebody fulfilling their purpose? To me, they're saying you're not fulfilling yours.
Okay.
If you got that much time to be paying all the attention to the attention that you may not be getting, I mean, you're probably bored, for one, because there's no way you can give a person all your time and attention. And a lot of times that's where the envy comes from. They want all your time and attention. But that's not realistic. Everybody has things to do. You know? And boy, your person may be out there doing a certain job or providing a service somewhere. You can't do that for that one person all the time, and your partner should know that. But then again, it also depends on their maturity level, because some people think they're entitled to all your attention and time. And where they get that from, I don't know. Wow. But nobody ideally should be envious of your purpose. But, you know, in the kind of world we're in, that's not the case.
Right.
And a lot of times people just looking at it from a superficial standpoint. They look from the outside of it, think, oh, he's doing this or she's doing that. They don't know what that person goes through to get to that point to where they're doing whatever it is they're doing. You don't know what obstacles they had to overcome to get to that point, or what they may still be going through. So why are you going to be envious? Because you might not be able to travel the road that they had to go down. You might not be built for that. So to me, you should focus on your purpose. And if the partner can't be with you as you're serving your purpose, and they're paying attention to theirs and working on theirs, they really don't need to be with you.
Who gonna argue with you tonight, True? It's not gonna be me. Go ahead, brother. I know you got something else. Go ahead.
Because if they're like that, all they're really doing is being a distraction. If they can't help you with your purpose, if they can't be encouraging as you working on yours, and vice versa. If y'all can't be there way for each other, all you're doing is distracting each other, and you're not really helping with anything. Because at the end of the day, all it's going to be between you two is going to be conflict.
Right. Man.
So I'm like, either get on board with each other when you're struggling with something. Have open mind, because your partner could be able to help you with something that you're struggling with, and vice versa. If you're fulfilling your purpose, and she could bring something to the table, or he can bring something to the table that you might not be seeing, that could be part of fulfilling yours.
Interesting.
But nobody has time to be jealous and envious, man. There's too much stuff going on for all that.
Too much stuff going on in the world. Hey, brother, guess what you just did?
Just brought Dallas in the building.
Dallas, Texas is in the building. What major city is next? Hopefully it's Los Angeles. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Let me just say something, man. Truemonger was dropping, man, and it just made me think. You got two things to do. Tell me if I'm wrong. You got two things to do. You got to get busy doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you got to get busy being who you're supposed to be. Those are the two things you've got to get done. Doing what you're supposed to be doing. Let me give you an example of doing. I don't know, have you guys ever read the Bhagavad Gita? Right? 700 verses in a larger book called the Mahabharata. Right? The Sanskrit word Mahabharata, the great civil war, the great battle. Within that book, the Mahabharata, you get the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad from Bhagavan. Bhagavan is just Sanskrit word for God. Gita, Song of God. Right? And in that book, they extrapolated it out of the Mahabharata, right? In that book, you find the story of Krishna and Arjuna, or some would say Arjuna and Krishna. Krishna is the 8th incarnation of the Hindu god Vishnu. Vishnu is a part of the Hindu trinity of gods, Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu. And Krishna is the 8th incarnation or avatar of Vishnu. But unbeknownst to Arjuna, his chariot driver, who is his cousin Krishna, right, is the 8th incarnation of Vishnu. So there's this big civil war getting ready to break out, right? And Arjuna doesn't want to, fight against brothers and cousins and nephews, and, he doesn't want to fight against family, right? And so at this stage, you should read it. It's really interesting. It's a very interesting read. At this stage, Krishna reveals himself to his cousin as the 8th incarnation of Vishnu. And he's basically saying, cuz, it's your dharma, right? It's your duty to do what you do. Now, the Hindu belief system, they have a caste system, right? And, you have the priests, you have, the warrior caste, the merchant caste. And unfortunate, the caste system is very, it's a terrible system because it's based on color. The Sanskrit word for caste is varna, which gives us our English word varnish, right? And the darker you are on that caste or in that caste system, the lower you are in the caste system. So I'm not even going to get into Runoko Rashidi's work on the untouchables, the Dalits, the Dashu, the Sudri. I'm not even going to get into that. However, very interesting work. Krishna is basically telling him you have a duty because your caste is a warrior caste and you're the greatest archer. You have to do your duty. That's doing. But Krishna is also saying you have a being, and your being is one with the universal source of all that is. You are one with God. You can't be separate from God. So many of us get caught up in doing, especially in a transactional society. Everything we do is to elicit power. Everything we do is about being in a position to have power, whether it's relationships, whether it's business, whether it's a family structure. We're trying to extrapolate power. And oftentimes, that's based on what we do and not necessarily based on who we are. Sometimes it is. Sometimes we're really bad people, which allows us to do the really bad things in relationship, in life. Heavy stuff. But to have a partner who is envious of you because of what you do, I think it's a bigger compliment to be envious of me because of who I am as opposed to what I do. Oh, man, we got people on the line. Let's get them in here. I want to get somebody else in here. Let's go. Who we got on the line? Who's ready to talk about it? We got Dustin from Baltimore, Maryland. Dustin, what are your thoughts, man, on tonight's topic?
How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm alive and well. You?
I'm fine. No, I'm listening, and great show, by the way. I'm thinking, and it's like, I think it has a lot of root in abandonment, because I feel like people outside of your position, they're not really jealous of you. I feel like they're reliant on, like, where you currently at.
Keep going. I'm listening. Keep going.
Well, think about it like this. When one side stops being comfortable and kind of starts self-seeking, it's usually the other side that can't relate, because I think we all move on separate clocks, and they don't want to really rock a steady boat.
Say more.
People really people get comfortable using you where you are.
Ooh, I hear you, and I'm asking you, go deeper, brother. You saying
Well, that's what a real
you
question.
saying you on your purpose, and I'm not gonna rock the boat. I'm gonna allow you to do what you're doing because your purpose is actually protecting me to keep going.
It's real estate.
Oh wow!
It is what it is. It's like, think about it. If we think about it like that, then the real thing is this: we all seek a certain level of comfort, but at what point does that stop progress?
Keep going. You're on to something. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, comfort is stagnation. That's it. If you, that's when you should be worried, is when you're too comfortable.
Wow.
So the world is ever changing, apparently, and I don't think we learn from nothing but discomfort.
You don't understand. You hitting. Listen. Comfort is the definition of a surprise. See, you can't be. Listen, you can't be surprised when you're not comfortable. Because when you're not comfortable, you're alert. Oh Lord, I know people and people didn't even. Comfort is what makes the impact of a surprise what it is. Like, oh my goodness, I didn't see that coming. Comfort enhances blindness. Go ahead, finish, brother.
No, that's 100%. That's all I got for you. I feel like we got the nerve to look at it from another side, but that's too much like right. Everybody's cool with having the bills paid and all of that stuff and not asking no more questions after that. But then I see, like a lot of the people we come from that are older, you see them just stagnant.
Wow. That's heavy, brother. Hey, I can't even play with you, brother. Guess what you just did, fam?
Hey, what it is, I brought them in the building.
You brought Baltimore, Maryland in the building. Listen, if you want to bring your city into this national discussion, now's the time to do it. I got a couple of lines open, but when I come forward, I'm going all the way back to Pensacola, Florida. We're going to get it talking tonight.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit LAFLA.org. LAFLA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI.
KBLA delegation, listen up. up? Not feeling yourself lately? Has your weight loss dreams, have they turned into a weight gain nightmare? Have you been chasing those 20 pounds for the last 20 years? Then it's time for D-Herbs. D-Herbs Full Body Cleanse is a natural cleansing regimen that can help you lose 20 pounds in 20 days. The Full Body Cleanse will also boost your immune system and improve your digestion with summer just right around the corner. Stop chasing the 20-pound weight loss and propel yourself into a healthier lifestyle. To reboot your system and lose those 20 pounds, just go to dherbs.com and order your Full Body Cleanse or call 866-434-3727. Mention KBLA 1580 and get 10% off your order. dherbs.com. Experience healing.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Just pause that for 1 second. Wait, hold on. I have this discussion oftentimes, in the cigar lounge, and I ask, who is better, Barry White or Isaac Hayes? Now, I just love orchestration. To me, Barry White has some cold orchestration, but I mean, whew. Well, let me get another piece of that. Let it go. My playlist is my co-host. You're listening to the Voice of Reason live on KBLA Talk 1580. And we have a deep topic, man. We're talking about when your significant other is envious of your purpose, of your calling. It's pretty deep. And I've already told people, I said, listen, man, go check out the book, The Way of the Superior Man. And I would even suggest that women read it too, but recontextualize it from a feminine perspective. But David Deidda's book, The Way of the Superior Man, is, I think, a must-read for all men. And I would even say women too, but definitely read it. What he says about purpose. If you don't know your purpose, discover it now. The core of your life is your purpose. Everything in your life, from your diet to your career, must be aligned with your purpose if you are to act with coherence and integrity in the world. If you know your purpose, your deepest desire, then the secret of success is to discipline your life so that you support your deepest purpose and minimize distractions and detours. And again, why is this an important quote? Because most people use relationship as a distraction. A distraction from what, Zoe? From what is unhealed. Right? Typically, we run from the wound. We talked about it. This is what this show is about. Typically, we run from wounds. And whenever you're running from a wound, just like in the clip we played earlier, If there's a lack of self-awareness, there will be envy. So when you're running from a wound, you're picking up things along the way to make yourself feel better, to distract yourself, to make yourself look a certain way. You're more focused on what you look like than who you actually are. The reason why that is the focus is because you want people to see you as you would like to be, as opposed to seeing you as you are. Do you see? So envy is going to be a part of that. Why? Because comparison will be there. Do they see me the way I see my heroes? Do they see me the way I see my idealized self? It's kind of heavy when you think about it. This is why, to me, the works of people like Krishnamurti that get you outside of the societal conditioning that we're typically in, to me, is essential for growth. Krishnamurti puts it this way: I have only one purpose: to make people free, to urge them towards freedom, to help them break away from all limitations. For that alone will give them eternal happiness, will give them the unconditional realization of self. What freedom is he talking about? What freedom is he proposing? He's talking about freedom from psychological wounds. That is his purpose. But many people knew nothing of his being, who he was as a being. They understood the information, but they did not know his being. As most people don't know who they are as a being. That's why when you meet people, you say, "Hey, we ask each other, what do you do?" And many people are defined by what they do as opposed to who they are. Listen, when we come forward, we're going back to the phone lines. The nation is waking up. They want to talk about it. When we come forward, we're going to Pensacola, Florida.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A brewery once opened in Buckhead, Georgia is going to pay a black chef a large chunk of cash connected to a discrimination lawsuit. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission claims the Iron Hill Brewery fired a chef after he complained about mistreatment against black, Hispanic, and female staff members. The restaurant closed down last month. The chain must now pay the fired black chef $115,000 as part of the settlement. A new legal cannabis dispensary is now open near the heart of New York City. It's called Nichols, and it's located near Times Square. Nichols has a state license to sell cannabis, unlike several illegal shops near them, which have been padlocked and hit with steep fines. Mayor Eric Adams, who is black, and Governor Kathy Hochul have been cracking down on illegal cannabis shops that have opened and operated in the city to help the legal dispensaries get a fair chance and to keep New Yorkers safe from unregulated product often found in the unlicensed shops. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Come out to the ballpark on Saturday, June 1st at 7:10 p.m. against the Colorado Rockies for Tyler Glasnow Bobblehead Night, presented by 76. Be one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance to receive a bobblehead. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Yeah, yo, come on.
At KBLA Talk 1580. We fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey!
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power! Fight the power!
Oh, man. Looks like Bobby needs a ride to the airport again.
Grab the keys.
Who's taking Auntie and her friends to the swap meet?
Grab the keys.
How about we drop these boxes off at Miss Johnson?
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, you're all about getting things done. So do it all in a Chevy SUV. From the versatile Equinox and sporty Blazer to the roomy Traverse, our lineup of SUVs will carry you through every adventure. All you have to do is...
grab the keys.
That's how we do. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
Linking social justice and climate justice all year long. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
So,
what do you want to do? I'm here, baby. I'm ready, baby. I'm waiting on you. Believe me, I am patiently waiting on you. Yeah, there's something wrong with me. Every time I'm alone with you, you keep talking about you loving me. Hey, babe, your foreplay just blows my mind. So why don't we stop all the talking, girl? Why don't we stop wasting time? I've had my share of lovers. Some say I'm damn good. And if you think you can turn me out, baby, I wish that you would. 'Cause you keep telling me this and telling me that. You say once I'm with you, I'll never go back. You say there's a lesson that you wanna teach. Well, here I am, baby. Practice what you preach.
Here are 3 signs that someone is envious of you. Number 1, they make assumptions about what you think of yourself. So they might say something like, oh, you just think you're so cool, or you think you're better than everyone else. The reality is that you never know what someone thinks of themselves. What they're actually doing is projecting their envy onto you. Number 2 is the conversation dries up anytime you bring up good news, especially if it's the thing that they're envious about. If you're an attractive woman and your friend is envious of that, she's not going to want to hear about this great date that you went on last night. It's a reminder to them that they are not where you are. It creates a lot of envy inside of them. Number 3 is they copy the things you do. The problem is it never works out for them because they're not you. And that just makes them even more upset because why did it work for you and not for me? That just fuels their envy even more.
What? This is actually happening in the world. Listen, somebody's envious of you, not healed. Lack of self-awareness. Unhealed, lack of self-awareness. Okay? That's it. But if they're in your life, there's a deeper question. Why are they here? You know, you got to remember, relationships are mirrors. Somebody comes into your life, there is something they have to teach you, something they have to download, something you have to download, right? For them to grow and for you to grow. It's very important that you guys understand these spiritual dynamics, right? Krishnamurti says it a little different, and I love the way he says it. As the world has to attain the fulfillment of eternal life, to me, it does not in the least matter what I am called, enlightened one, son of God, or something else. To me, it has no purpose. As little as when the Buddha said, I am the enlightened one. What he's saying is, it doesn't matter what you do. It's time for you to find out why you're here as a being, not as a human doing. We've already lived in a transactional society long enough to know people will judge you based on what you do, not who you are. Have you heard it? But you've heard it before. What do people say? They say, people will remember you not because of what you did, but because of how you made them feel. This is why I say sometimes what you do in terms of the impact it leaves on somebody, they can't see who you are outside of what you've done. That's why it's very difficult to get forgiveness, to get grace. This is why many people don't understand how forgiveness and grace actually works. Now, if you're in a relationship and you're trying to use, I don't think you can use envy, as a means for personal growth. You can compare yourself like Kobe compared himself to Jordan, but I don't think he was envious of Jordan. I think he respected Jordan. I think he idolized Jordan. Even Michael Jackson said, study the greats in order to become greater. So that's not an envious thing, right? That's more of an appreciative thing. Can your partner inspire you to be better? As opposed to you coveting what they have, you can cultivate what you have by being inspired by them. And I think that's the sign of a healthy, healed, and whole relationship. We got a caller on the line right now. I want to get him in here. That's Nzinga from Pensacola, Florida. Nzinga, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, Mr. Zoe, what's going on?
I'm alive and well. You got, yes. Talk to me about tonight's topic. What's on your mind? Lord have mercy.
Whatever. So, I think envy comes into place when people are in comparison mode. When you're in comparison mode, I think comparison mode stems from not understanding that what you have to bring to the world is unique. A lot of people, they don't realize that. I believe everybody has a gift. You just have to tap into it, like, we've heard thousands of times. And sometimes when you see somebody tapped into their gift, that envy is really just a nudge for you to look inward. It's not to really look outward and, project onto that person or begin to hate or be jealous. And that's why when that gentleman in the video said that, when he went somewhere else when he said jealousy was a good thing. In my mind, I thought, yeah, because that helps propel yourself into your purpose. It helps you get into your game. Mm-hmm. Like when I was working at my last job, I was a contractor, and I was good. I learned it was real quick, and then they tapped into me to start training people. Well, I trained 2 people, and they wound up getting promoted and going to different departments, and I was like, well, what is going on? I began to question myself. But then, I had a prayer through prayer and meditation. I realized that I was a teacher. I had mastered it. I had mastered the system. I had mastered how to do the ticketing. And so now I was able to show people, and a good trainer, teacher, leader, they're always going to push people to be better, to do better than you sometimes. And it took a while for me to realize that, but I did, eventually I did realize that, and then I was more settled in training. I wasn't looking at what other people were doing anymore. And so sometimes to find your purpose, you have to sometimes maybe volunteer or somebody help somebody in their purpose sometimes. Right. And sometimes you can find your purpose in that, not necessarily looking for somebody who's, what do you say, marketing, somebody who's in their purpose, they're marketing it, not even in that aspect, just to be of service to them and be of assistance. And sometimes you can find your purpose through that.
I love it. I love it. And Zinga, guess what you just did?
I brought Pensacola in the building.
Pensacola, Florida is in the building when we come forward. What city is this? Kissimmee, Florida? Boy, we all over the map tonight. When we come forward, we going to Kissimmee, Florida. Let's talk.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chucha's Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Come on, man.
Feels so good. You lying here next to me. I love you, baby. Oh, I love you. Just wanna hold you.
Hey, man, Barry White. My playlist is my co-host. Barry White was so cold, bruh. I remember I sampled this in the 90s and put it in the Hammerman cartoon. Oh, yeah, I did voiceovers for cartoons and produced music for cartoons. My goodness, man. Barry White was different. Woo. Hey, he's been my guest co-host tonight, and he's been on fire all night. We got 2 callers left. I want to get them quickly. Listen, we're up against the clock. I want you guys to make your statements concise. I'm going to try to get to you as soon as I can. Lloyd, Kissimmee, Florida, get in here. Talk to me. You got to turn down your whole life, though. Dude, your life in the background is loud. Turn your life down and then talk to me, my friend.
All right, this is Lloyd, man. Lloyd, how you doing, bro?
I got you, brother. How you doing?
All right, I'm here in Kissimmee. Just your show is on fire tonight, but I just really identify with it. After being married 32 years, going through a divorce, we just grew apart. You know, when people, it's not no Hallmark thing. You grow together. And I came home, and she was on the phone with somebody, didn't realize I was there. And I heard her talking about someone, and I realized it was me. He's this, he's that, he thinks he's better. So, and I'm like, who is she talking about? Then when she seen me, she got off the phone, and we had a deep conversation. She like, it doesn't seem like anything bother you, you know. This, that, brother, you know what I've been going through. I've been dealing with stuff a while, a long time. But for her to say it didn't seem like anything bothered me and like I was better than her, that hurt for the simple fact, for one thing, I didn't put it out there like that, but this is how she perceived it. So much like she wanted a divorce because she said, I outgrew her.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow.
Wait. She divorced you for outgrowing her?
No, we both found it was. I gave her a house in Chicago. I told her you can have it because I'm not going to be around anyone that don't want to be around me. That's phoniness. And I just want to, I just want understanding, and it just took us 32 years to get to that point. I went through the anger phase and all that, going, worry so much, and 2-time cancer survivor. I couldn't put myself through it any longer. But I'm in a better place. I just learned to re-love myself. That's all.
Man, I love you for calling in and being so transparent, brother. Lloyd, guess what you just did, my friend?
Put old Florida Kissimmee on the map, brother.
You already know what it is. If you want to bring your city, hey, let's get it. My homeboy Jonathan calling in from South Carolina. Talk to us, brother. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
My man, Mr. Zoe. Look, I don't have a lot of time. I'm sneaking for work, but I thought I had to elaborate on the topic.
Okay.
What I had said is that, jealousy is codependent on somebody else. Because if you don't let that person know that you're jealous of them, or that person doesn't realize you're jealous of them, then that's what we call a hater.
Ooh.
And you can't, fire needs oxygen to breathe.
Right.
Like that old saying, I'm the uncle of the chat, old school.
Right.
They say don't argue with a fool because people from a distance, they can't tell who's who.
Whoop.
So if you don't know I'm jealous of you, it gives no credence to what I have. But if I'm envious of what you have, then that is a state of mind. Because at that point, I'm not thinking about, oh, he got a nice car, he got a nice house, he got the wonderful family. I'm envious because now I'm thinking he didn't deserve that.
Jonathan, you don't even know what you just stumbled into. The invert of envy, is to promote what you have. You want attention. Okay. You want to say, look at me. Look at what that's the invert of envy. And again, I'm going to tell you, when God gives you grace, that's when you put your head down. When God shows up in your life, that's when you put your head down in humility. Do you see?
Definitely. Right. But check this out. So think about it like this. Nice brother walks through the club, and all the ladies look at him. Cats in the back, they jealous of what he brings in or he presents, or even a young lady. That's jealous. You want that attention. But when you envious of that person, that's your state of mind because you don't know what they had to do to prepare, or you don't know what they got going on behind the scenes that allows people to look at that. And somebody said in the chat earlier, envy can lead to, I'm not going to say murder because that's a harsh word, but envy, if you're actually envious of something, you look to take them out. You look to take them down because you feel like they don't deserve it.
Wow.
Like you said, Kobe, he was jealous a little bit of Michael because he was like...
I don't think he was jealous.
No, let me break it down. He was a little jealous of him because he's like, man, I know this is Mike, but I'm just as good. He wasn't envious of him because he knew his state of mind. If I work as hard, if I do the things that I'm supposed to do, I can be where he is. Jealousy fuels that fire. Mike knew cats in the league were jealous of him.
So let me do this. I'm going to give you an example off the air. Right. But Jonathan, guess what you just did, brother?
Hey, I love putting it on the map. Hey, but let me say this real quick.
No. I got it. I need the time to make this analogy. Okay. But it's to you, though. Yes, all right? Thank you for bringing South Carolina in the building. Now, let's do this real quick. Because a lot of people, I had a conversation with a guy in the cigar lounge, and he was basically saying Michael Jackson was jealous of Prince. And I said, what? He was like, yeah, Michael Jackson was jealous, and he was envious of Prince. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, Prince plays all of these instruments, and Michael couldn't play any instruments, so he was jealous of Prince. I said, do you know when Michael Jackson died, Prince shut it down? Tavis Smiley tells this story all the time. Prince was on tour. He shut the whole tour down. and was really lamenting to only one other person, and that was Tavis. Telling Tavis just how much he appreciated Mike, his genius, and what he did. Like, so people thought these two had a beef. Let me tell you what they had. They had what Michael and Kobe had. Do you understand? Kobe looked at Mike and said, that's the greatest. And I'm not saying Prince or Michael Jackson looked at each other and said each one was the greatest, but they knew what they were looking at. Like, oh, this one of them ones. They paid attention to each other. There was admiration. There was mutual respect there. Michael Jackson loved Darling Nikki. He loved Darling Nikki. Listen, he loved Darling Nikki so much. Go ahead, play it while I'm talking. He loved Darling Nikki so much that he listened to it all the time when it came out. He was like, this is fire. But he didn't like the lyrics. He thought Prince was a little harsh on women. He was like, I don't like the way he treats women. All right? Do you know what Mike does in appreciation of Darling Nikki? He says, let me show you how to do this record. And then he does this. This is appreciation. This is not envy. This is not jealousy. This is, oh, you did it that way? Let me show you how I would do it. Do you understand? Do you know when Prince was supposed to be on Bad? Do you know Prince re-recorded the record and sent it back to Quincy and said, this is how it's supposed to sound? This is out of appreciation. This is not out of envy. Do you understand? So what happens is, what happens if you're in a relationship with somebody who can do this with you? I'm not envious of you. I'm actually appreciative of your gift. Your gift is inspiring my gift, and we're going back and forth. Do you see? And I think, to me, that can create a healthy relationship. Listen, we started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. I'll be back next week with another fire topic. The voice of reason always on fire. I'll holler at y'all next week.